Today we begin Proverbs chapter 10. So the introduction is over, and now we see one proverb after another given in couplets, and you're going to see a variety of proverbs that are given. It's meant to read a chapter a day, and so in each chapter it doesn't just cover one subject, because in any given day you're going to have more than one issue that you're going to have to apply wisdom to. And but we see here, we see the introduction is given here in the text. He says the Proverbs of Solomon. So we clearly have kind of chapter 2 in Proverbs beginning, and it is he compares a wise son who makes a father glad versus a foolish son that brings sorrow to his mother. Up to this point, Solomon has used the same kind of cadence and this sentence structure, but he was pleading with his son that listen to your father's instruction, listen to your mother's wisdom. It's like a garland around you. So he's going from exhortation now here in verse 1 to the result. What's the result of those who actually listen to these words of wisdom versus those who reject the wisdom of God and follow folly? And chapter 10 can be really summed up in two subjects. He begins by dealing with our work and then our words. That these are two areas we need to apply wisdom in. It affects everything in life. It affects everyone in our life. And so he gives some wisdom here. He tells us here in the text that the Lord does not let the righteous go hungry. And how does he do that? Does food just fall out of the sky? No, he tells us in verse 4 that slack hands cause poverty. So if you want to go hungry, don't work. But the hands that are diligent, well, they make rich. Now, he's not talking here about hitting the lottery, becoming monetarily rich, but he's talking about having provision, having a roof over your head and food in your cupboard, being able to provide for your family. And he urges his son here again that if you sleep during harvest, it's going to bring shame. In other words, if you're not working, if you don't work, you do not eat. He says here, this is about our work here in the text. So our work, but then he goes here to our words, that we have to watch what we say. You can tell if someone is wise or foolish just by the way they carry themselves, by the words that they use or the words that they don't use. So here we see the mouth of the wicked. He's talking about a babbling fool, just continues to talk, and even when they don't know what they're talking about, the babbling fool, the mouth of the wicked. And we see this pleading of Solomon to be a person of wisdom and not being quick to talk, but being a good listener. In verse 14, again, he talks about the mouth of the fool, it brings ruin. And so we too must watch our words. It will lead to life versus wickedness and sin that will lead to death. It says if you heed these instructions, it's going to bring life. Now, all of us have had people in our lives that seem their life ended short, but maybe they were a wise person. We have to remember that these proverbs, they're not promises. It's a probability. It's God saying, hey, if you're going to live this way, more than likely, good things are going to happen to you.